An important new resource from the Global Buildings Performance Network is the How-To Hub for Sustainable Building Policy. This screen capture shows the publicly accessible parts of the website. Anyone on the internet can come to this website, which is accessible through buildingpolicy.net, and here they'll find hundreds of resources that are of interest to people who work in built environment policy formation. To facilitate finding the most appropriate resources for specific kinds of building policy, there are 3 lists provided by the site. They are to do with building codes and policies affecting residential renovations, commercial renovations, and new green buildings. In any one of these lists, the resources that are shown are grouped into a number of policy packages. In this case, residential renovations has 9 policy packages. In overall targets, which concerns setting emissions or input energy targets for new or modified buildings, there are, this month, 5 resources. These resources have been picked by experts, so that the total number of potential resources on the internet is brought right down to the most current, most readable, and best resources to inform building policy. Clicking to visit any one of these resources shows a dedicated page describing the resource, its authors, its publisher, a description, and the resource itself. So each resource is fully catalogued. This includes the assignment of subjects in built environment to each resource to facilitate searching. It includes putting this resource in this list. In fact, this particular resource is in all 3 lists because it's a general resource advising overall targets. Also, the experts and the curators of the site assign a quality value. This is a number from 1 to 8. And what it reflects is how broadly this particular resource applies to built environment policies in the world. And 8 means that the resource can be used in very many countries, in many different circumstances, different cultural and climatic zones, and so on. A rating of 7 or below usually means that the resource applies in only a few countries or in certain specific climatic regions or at certain times in history. In commercial renovations, to illustrate the final form of this website when it launches, overall targets includes an insight. Now, an insight is a document written by the experts and insight writers for this website. Each insight has the same format. It gives a description of what is the best practice for this policy package. What you can see here is just random filler text, but an actual insight on targets would describe the best process internationally for determining targets. In addition, the insights writer updates a description of the other resources that are available this month. So the writer produces a quick readable summary of the 4 or 5 other resources under this policy package.